Thank you so much for joining. What we are discussing today is seniority rankings. Seniority rankings is part of subordination in finance. Subordination refers to the ranking of claims in terms of repayment priority during a company's normal operations or in the event of bankruptcy, liquidation or default. And it basically determines which investors or creditors are paid first and which are paid later or not at all. There are two types of subordination. One is contractual subordination, which we will discuss here today, and the other one is structural subordination, which I will cover in a later video. When we talk about contractual subordination, it is basically defined by the contracts of the debt instrument, the indenture. And it defines how your debt is ranked, whether it's secured, unsecured, senior, junior debt, and then it basically based on that defines on which investor class gets paid first or last. And how does it work? You have different seniority. If we have seniority here, highest ranking, and then here we have lowest ranking. Highest means gets paid first and lowest means gets paid later. We basically start with first lien type of mortgage. Then we have senior secured. Then we have junior secured. I draw a line, I will explain this shortly. Then we have senior unsecured, senior subordinated, junior subordinated, and then not part of this session, but then you would have at the very end, you would have equity. We talked about it, preferred and common equity. So here, notice first, these are all secured debt amounts. Secured debt means the debt holder has direct claim on certain assets and cash flow. So first, it receives or has direct claim on cash flows and operations. That's why if you are the debt holder, if you have a bond or a note, then you basically get paid. Your coupon payments are usually paid by the cash flow of the company. If there is bankruptcy, then whatever cash flow is left, you will receive. If there's not sufficient cash available, then you usually have direct assets, a direct claim on those assets. Think about mortgage, quite easy. If you go to a bank and if you ask for a loan to buy a house, if you are unable to pay back your loan, the bank has a direct claim on your house. That's why it's secured. Usually first lien are big buildings, big plans. Then when we come to senior, junior secured, these are certain types of assets, could be production assets, could be certain current assets where the bondholder has a direct claim that can be used to basically recover your loss in case of bankruptcy. Then the second part is all called unsecured. All of those are unsecured. That means the debt holder has no direct claim on certain assets, has general claim. So whenever the company is liquidated, whatever is left, for sure assets will be sold. Then those assets or the value of those assets that are being liquidated will be allocated to those debt holders. But the difference here is that whenever we talk about secured debt, we define those assets beforehand. and they will be allocated to those debt holders, whereas the unsecured ones, they have no direct claim to assets. They have general claim on when the company gets liquidated. Yeah, and it goes all the way through. So you start here. If the company gets liquidated because of bankruptcy, you would see, okay, what kind of claim do those debt holders have? Mortgage, house, buildings. Then you go through, and whatever is left will be allocated to the next ranking. Yeah. And then, as you can see, equity, that's why from an investor perspective, equity is quite risky, because equity, that's why we call it residual claim. Whenever you hear equity, you have a residual claim on the value of the company, but basically it means you come last. Okay, thanks so much for listening. Bye.